Hey, yo! It's your boy, XEO. Feel great out here, man. What is up with everybody? I hope everybody's having a good day. So if you guys cannot tell by the title, man, we coming here today and we just going to drop a top 6 NBA, NFL, top 6 teams to make it to the championship next year. And starting off, we are going with the NFL. Coming in hot, at number 6, we're coming in with the Washington Commanders. Why? Some of you guys are asking. Jaden Daniels came off a Heisman season coming back from LSU, and not also that, coming to a team as a rookie and bringing them to the NFC Championship was probably the best thing that could happen to the franchise, especially with the kind of pieces they already had. It's insane that he actually took them to the NFC Championship, and their head coach, Dan Quinn, with the kind of offensive and defensive mind he has for the team, I really think that they have a good game plan to make it to the NFC Championship and possibly a Super Bowl next year. 5, we're coming in quick. Tangle up in the NFC South. I didn't want to just put one team, so we're just going to go with the Panthers / the Bucks, bro. And the reason why I said, why are you saying the Panthers? Is it because you're being biased?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell. A little bit of bias, but at the end of the day, I do think the Bucks or the Panthers have a clear shot to make it to the NFC Championship or even the Super Bowl. You guys see the new additions that the Bucks added. They added Amika Ibuka. They still have Chris Godwin come back from injury, and they also still have Mike Evans, the guy who's leading the NFL in current 1,000-yard seasons. I mean, this guy literally had a bad start last season and still ended up with 1,000 yards. You got to shout out to Baker Mayfield, someone who came back from a career at the Browns and revamped his career in Tampa Bay. I do think him or Bryce, he has a good shot to make it to the Super Bowl. And along with the Panthers, the only reason I threw him in there is just because the type of team that we are building offensively. T-Mac, Bryce already looked like he was sharp by the end of the season. And I also think our defense kind of got revamped. I think both of those teams have a good shot to make it to the NFC Championship next year. 4, the reason I say the Houston Texans, guys, let's be smart. Let's use our mind real quick. The Houston Texans not only added Nick Chubb to their backfield with Joe Mixon, not also adding a lightning and thunder. To me, that's already a one. That's 2 punches. That's 2 thunderbolts, bro. Ain't no lightning going through that one. That's 2 thunderbolts going through that mug. If you're a Houston fan and you saw that signing with Nick Chubb and you got Joe Mixon along with an accurate passer like CJ Stroud throwing the ball to Nico Collins, and I'm pretty sure they got a couple of guys from Iowa State. I think their team offensively is ready to go. They also re-signed Dalton Schultz. Defensively, we already know how they were looking like last season. They're able to also make it to the playoffs. Can't forget that the Houston Texans added Jeff Okudah along with Christian Kirk, a good slot receiver. You got someone like 6'5" Nico Collins, someone as fast as Christian Kirk, and then you got Tank Dell coming on the outside, or whoever they drafted. I'm pretty sure it's Jaden Higgins from Iowa State. If I'm wrong, someone let me know in the comments. Especially, like I said, someone like Stroud, who's a very, very accurate passer and has the stature of a nice typical quarterback. They could definitely make it.
The last 3 teams.
So first at 3, we're coming in hot. We're just going to go ahead and throw in the Buffalo Bills. Why they are not at 2, I'll explain later. The reason why I got Bills at number 3 coming in is because they lose every time they make it to the AFC Championship. Can't give them a pass. Every year they're kind of just defensively not there. I think one year around maybe 20-something, very good defense, and still wasn't able to stop Patrick Mahomes. And sometimes I can't just give that team a pass to make it to the Super Bowl, because we all know they're going to make it to the playoffs. Had receivers like Joshua Palmer, Will Clapp, Shaq Thompson, your boy from the Panthers. Obviously, when you got a stud like him from the Panthers coming to any team, you're making it to the Super Bowl. Coming in at number 2, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Literally just won the Super Bowl. Same team. Every time I see a team that keeps the same players from every last season, they keep growing as a team, they'll always eventually keep making it to the playoffs. And I do believe they have a big shot to make it to the Super Bowl next year. At number 1 coming in, we got none only than the Baltimore Ravens. Be more. Like Lamar Jackson, you got to look at what kind of his build-up. He's been to the AFC Championship. You got to put in perspective, Patrick Mahomes is just that guy. Sometimes we can't stop the main character, but it's not like he's not beatable. We saw what the Eagles did to them. Additions to the Ravens actually should be diabolical, man. They also added players like left tackle Ronnie Stanley, Tyron Wallace, a great wide receiver. Not only getting Cooper Rush just in case Lamar Jackson goes down. Got DeAndre Hopkins, a good vet. Yes, we all know what he did in the Super Bowl. At the end of the day, none of that really matters, bro. Also got LaJohntay Wester from Colorado. So their defense is literally insane. They'll have Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, Jair Alexander, Bill Hamilton, and rookie Malachi Starks. That whole defense, along with Roquan Smith and their defensive line, also acquiring Mike Green, they have a championship team, and I honestly expect them to be in the Super Bowl next year. Now, my top 6 NBA teams that I got making to the finals next year, should be easy one. Starting with the West, obviously, we're going to have another have team. Put the Houston Rockets and the LA Lakers. Now, the reason why I got these two teams making it to the finals, obviously, KD, I've said this about a lot of times about KD when I go live. KD, his whole career, he wanted his own team. It didn't work in OKC, in Brooklyn, didn't work in Phoenix. Now he's over here in Houston. They take away Jalen Green. Now KD's the face of the team. You have Clint Capella, Alfred Sengun, and you have Dorian Finney-Smith. So now you got and Fred VanVleet. Have a decent team to at least the starting 5 have a great shot to make it to the playoffs. We saw what their coach could do with all the young guys. I imagine it'd be way easier with KD and all those other guys. I think the Lakers, they just acquired DeAndre Ayton, a great center. Great person to help LeBron out. And I also think if they had a center, Mark Williams, if that trade went down, I do think the Lakers probably would have had a good shot of beating OKC. Me being a Hornets fan and knowing how Mark Williams plays, I don't think they would have beat them because of he's not used to running up and down the court or getting a lot of minutes. He's always hurt. If we're talking DeAndre Ayton, he's almost a Mark Williams 2.0. Saying he's not a good player and he won't be, lazy and inconsistent like he has been. Having JJ Redick and LeBron James in the same, room, it will make anyone better. We all seen photos of Luka already getting healthy and skinny for the next season and getting in shape. So I do expect them to go crazy. Coming in at number 2, I got the Minnesota Wolves in the West. Why? They literally was at the championship to make it to the finals next year. They still have Julius Randle. They still have Rudy Gobert. They have a solid team. When you have those kind of bigs that help Anthony Edwards out, and yes, they lost Nickeil Alexander, and I didn't really pay attention to who they drafted. But all I do know is those 3 are really going to help the team out, along with Rob Dillingham, Mike Conley, a great vet, and their whole team just plays really great defensively. And number 1, we got in, obviously, OKC. I don't have to explain why. They're one of the best young teams in the NBA. Those niggas are nice. 3, we're going to put the Hawks and the Hornets. Why do I say the Hawks? They just added Porzingis to their team. Only having a center that won a championship and they know what it takes. They also added people like Karis LeVert, someone who dropped 40 points one game. Also added Nickeil Alexander. Obviously think the Hawks have a really straight slingshot to make it straight to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they have what it takes. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of them because, Carolina guy. But I have to give the flowers and the respect where it is. They also got number 1 pick from the other draft, Dyson Daniels, someone who should have won Defensive Player of the Year, in my opinion. But that's why I think the Hawks would make it. Now, why are you saying the Hornets? Am I being biased again? Maybe I am about both teams, Carolina and Hornets. So do think the Hornets have a shot. Adding Colin Sexton to their team made them a better team. Even that defensive guard that we've really needed. Also added Pat Connaughton, someone who can come off the bench and shoot a couple of threes, something Gordon Hayward couldn't do. Also adding Spencer Dinwiddie and adding the center from Creighton, who was a 4-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. All the years he's been Defensive Player of the Year, he never committed one foul at a 7-footer center, and you can't get nothing better than that. No one else has had a Defensive Player 4 times in a row since Patrick Ewing. So that's great company for the Hornets to hear. Having Grant Williams come back from injury, Trey Mann, Brandon Miller. I just think the whole team is just loaded at that point, full of reserves. We still have rookie TJ Saloon, so adding Con Knoepel, Liam McNeely, guys that are real hoopers. So like Sion James, guys who can come off the bench and just play defense. I do think the Hornets and the Hawks are really loaded for both sides, and I think I'm valid about that point. Also mentioning that the Boston Celtics and the Pacers have nobody for next season, no star players, so I expect the old teams like Detroit and everyone else to just skyrocket. Number 2, we got the New York Knicks. Obviously, because the New York Knicks are one of the greatest teams out of New York. Jalen Brunson put on a show every time I watch him. Every time he's in the playoffs, play in the All-Star game, this kid knows how to get buckets. I can't really say much about New York other than they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. All they have to do is put the pieces together. Every year you've been seeing New York, they've been trash, lost first round, lost second, lost Eastern Conference Finals. Now, what do you think that's next? If you're a New York fan, you probably love hearing this. You guys probably have a good shot to make it. Number 1 coming in, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, it's the same team since last year. I do expect them to make a full run for the playoffs. I know they don't have LeBron on their team yet. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. They still have so many guys who can just contribute and help and run the floor. I think if they learn to run the floor kind of like OKC, they'll have a chance to really make it to the championship next year. And that's it for the videos today, guys. If you guys enjoyed the top 6 teams, NBA, NFL, and you guys like it how I can put both leagues into one video and talk about both of them, let me know in the comments, should I do more? And if you guys are watching this video, please hit the like button, bro. I'm a good guy. I love football. I love sports. We have IRLs coming soon. We have live streams coming soon. We have challenges coming soon. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please share this video to everybody you know. And tell me if your team was in the top 6 in the NFL or in the NBA to make it to this championship video. If you guys disagree, please let me know and educate me down in the comments. I think I should make more videos like this in the future. Please let me know down in the comments. I respect each one of you guys. And we out, bro. We out. The Houston Texans, Longhorns. Diamonds always real, never been fugazi. I put my shit on, you got your shit from Macy's. Please don't rap, your shit never impressed me. Taught you a lesson, you can never forget me. Feeling like I'm Kobe when I'm on the court. I can't ever miss. I got a bad bitch with this shit.